they received a handwritten note. And he wouldn't elaborate on this. Someone brought it to them or if they found it, and he said that note led them to find this juvenile, and then it was that juvenile who led them to the body out in the woods. They even said they went over this area twice and didn't come across the body until this juvenile led them to the body.
We had been through that area, actually more than once. The body was very well concealed.
Apparently Elizabeth knew this person.
A heartbreaking end in the search for 9-year-old Elizabeth Olten. Little Elizabeth vanishes, walking alone just a short distance from her own home, and she never makes it.
She's just a baby. She does not deserve this. Her family does not deserve this.
We're not going to be able to expand a great deal on it other than to tell you that the person that led us to this is also a juvenile.
That's right. The suspect behind bars tonight is not a parolee or an escapee or one of the dozens of registered sex offenders that live in the area. It's a 15-year-old girl. We are taking your calls live, but right now I want to go to a very special guest joining us. Vicki Olten. This is little Elizabeth's aunt. She is joining us from Russellville, Missouri. Miss Olten, I thought I knew everything about being a crime victim when my fiancé was murdered before our wedding. But I cannot imagine losing John, David, or Lucy. How are the parents? How are her parents tonight?
They're wrecked. I haven't heard from her dad today, so I can't imagine how he's doing right now. But I know her mom's a wreck.
You know, just hearing the facts, Miss Olten, I can hardly take it in. She only had about 1,000 feet to walk, 1,000 feet to get home from her friend's house. And just the shock of a 15-year-old neighbor girl being the suspect. I know the family is stunned.
It's so unreal.
When did you first discover that Elizabeth was missing?
Her oldest sister called me about 7 o'clock and told me they couldn't find her and that they were out looking for her. But, well, she was headed to her mother's house. And then they went up to the other house where she was supposed to be playing. And they said she wasn't there.
So she started walking home at 6:15. At 7 o'clock, the parents are already on the phone with the police. The parents did everything right. They knew where she was. She was right there in the neighborhood, just a few houses down. That's why I was so dumbfounded when I found out the little girl's body was right there. I don't understand how police didn't find it. Now, they keep telling me the body was so well concealed. How could a 15-year-old girl trick searchers, police, canine dogs? How did she hide Elizabeth?
I'd like to know that myself.
Oh. Tell me about Elizabeth. In these photos, her personality just beams out of the photos.
Well, when you see that morning sun pop over the mountain, that's what she was. She was sunshine, and you can't help but love her. I mean, she was ornery. She was picking on her brother in this picture that's showing now here at my house. And it was funny. You just had to be here.
With me is Elizabeth's aunt, Vicki Olten. We are taking your calls. Her parents have received the news, as you are, that a suspect is in custody. It's a 15-year-old neighbor girl, a 15-year-old girl charged with premeditated murder 1. We are taking your calls live to tonight's case alert. Finally, an arrest and murder charge in the stabbing death of an All-American college football star, Jasper Howard, University of Connecticut. Howard's life cut short at a college dance. After an extensive investigation, hundreds of interviews, 3 suspects who are not UConn students in custody. 1, facing murder charges.
Yukon police have arrested the following. John W. Lomax III, age 21, of Bloomfield, Connecticut, on the charge of murder and the second charge of conspiracy to commit assault in the first degree.